I have to be honest, I haven't really followed this. Like, I actually don't watch Taylor Marshall. I see a couple of snippets here and there. This whole thing that happened, I really wasn't following it a great deal. But I remember Richard saying in a video that he had a lot of respect for you because it's not every day that you encounter someone's like, okay, yeah, that helped change my mind, and I was wrong, and I accept this now. Thank you. So I don't know if you saw that video.
I think I did. Or he just told me in person.
Yeah, whenever somebody on the internet admits to being wrong, an angel gets its wings. I think that's what Thomas Aquinas said somewhere.
It's true. Well, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be lovers of truth, lovers of God, and any YouTubers that are out there, particularly laity or ordained YouTubers that are out there saying that they're always right, are ridiculous. Now, there's one thing. I'm not going to say I'm wrong when you haven't shown me that I am, but
Right.
DeClue was like, no, Tim, you don't know, and let me show. I mean, I'm a Thomistic philosopher. I'm not a theologian. So he showed me, and I'm deeply grateful to any of you out there who have a good citation, don't call names, and are just like, look, this goes directly against what you're saying. Check it out. I love that.
I think it'd be good for us to remember this, right? Like, people on YouTube are people. They're not. It's almost like we expect people to be open to truth, but we also expect them to be like a catechism that never errs, has no false opinions, never teaches error. But it's like it's a great responsibility to be on here, because I know I've said things that are false. I'm sure that thing I just did the other day about Santa Claus. I had somebody send me like several articles about why I'm wrong. I'm like, crap, maybe I am. I feel terrible. Maybe if I'm wrong, I gotta fix this.
I responded to you, Matt, on your. I said,
Did you?
My friend Matt Fradd. Yeah. Go watch my thing. I was like, I raised some points where I was like, I think Matt might be overlooking this.
Oh,
I have a video.
Good. See, this is my point. Like, we need to be, I think, give each other grace, right? Because it's like, just because you have a YouTube account, it actually doesn't make you infallible.
Doesn't make you the oracle at Delphi. I mean, look, man, it's so weird. Like, here's why. Okay, look, people all want to ask about what happened with TNT, right? And it's very relevant to what you just said.
Let's do it.
When YouTube, there are two types of YouTubers. The type that are like, yeah, let's debate, and if you beat me, then awesome. If you beat me, and there's no point shaving, November 3rd style, right? If you beat me fair and square, and this is just maybe the difference between people that played sports and people that don't. If you just beat me, then I respect you, and I think you're awesome. If we both think we're the best basketball player in the room, then let's square off. It's not an ugly thing. It's a beautiful thing, contest. Let's debate. And I've asked Taylor Marshall to debate me on this new Vatican II stuff, not because we're enemies, because we agreed on basically everything else, and it's the opportunity for the victor or whoever prevails to convert the other person. People used to say about me and Taylor, iron sharpens iron, like St. Paul. That's the only way iron sharpens iron. If you beat me, and I know, okay, I'm the second best basketball player. I know I'm really good. So you beat me, you must be better. Then we're friends. That creates camaraderie. Look at what happened between me and Trent Horn. Because Trent, the reason I actually like Trent a lot and respect him, well, there are multiple reasons, but one is that he debates and he'll get on the sticks and
yeah, I love it.
Be willing to debate. Like, you can't just go back to your tribe, talk smack, and then not debate people, right? And so
what would you debate Taylor on if he would agree to a debate?
Hermeneutic of continuity and the Vatican II documents themselves. Look, he was saying, I mean, this happened on his show where he was reading, I can't remember if it's Nostra Aetate or Lumen Gentium, on what Vatican II says about the Muslims, and he added in a word. He literally said, he told his crowd that it said that, Vatican II says the Muslims worship the one true God. It says the one God. And then I pointed it out to him, or I think Plants did. No, actually, and it's the Catechism of Pius X says the one true God. Vatican II just says the one God. Both are right. Muslims do worship them in a very diabolic way. Difference between sense and reference. But he wouldn't respond to it. And I'm like, why not thank me and just be like, oh, okay, cool.
We need to have somebody start a kind of GoFundMe page where we raise money to get you and Taylor to have a debate. I'm happy to host it. Taylor seems like a great guy. He obviously loves our blessed Lord. He's done a lot of good. So, I don't know. I'm open to that. I've hosted several debates now. It's always fun and just kind of giving people equal time. Sometimes it's great to let people have a conversation. When you debated Trent on feminism, I think you and Trent would both agree it would have been awesome to have a moderator so that each person has their allotted time to say what they have to say. So I'd be open to that. I don't know if he'd be open to that. It sounds like you've reached out to him and he said no, but
Yeah, look, he's a good man. He loves our Lord. I just think he needs to see this angle on Vatican II. Francis did not come out of Vatican II. He wrote the book. The infiltration into the church, which is real, goes back to the 1800s. How do you say it goes back to the 1800s, but it began in the 1960s? In 1960s, there's a contradiction there. But yes, he's a good lover and a faithful lover of our Lord. I just think you have to get out and debate people. And look, it kind of drove us apart, and then things go cold, and if you're not talking, the not talking part is just so lame. It's like let's just talk
at least
it out,
off
debate
air,
it
at
out.
least off air. Hopefully you're at least chatting.
Yeah, and that's not it either. The cool part about Trent, I know I talked a lot during Trent's, but he also brought me on as a guest. That's why it's better if you are debating to go on someone else's show. That way, it's
right.
like
So
you're
it was
both
kind of ambiguous, right? Because he did bring
right.
you on as a guest, but he wanted to debate this topic. So in that sense, I would think there ought to be equal time. But if there's some kind of ambiguity about, okay, is this a debate? Is this an interview? And I think that was the problem. That's why I actually do like doing moderated debates because, you know, it's just everyone gets their say. No one can say it was unfair, you know. So anyway.
By the way, Trent Horn's book on socialism is excellent.
It's very good.
Everyone that doesn't read it, or that hasn't read it, or doesn't have it, should go buy. See, what I don't like, Matt, is false or just cosmetic civility. I like real civility. So anytime I say, look, you know, Tim Staples said this on the Pope, you know, and gay civil unions, but I have to be honest there. I don't think this is right. But his book on Mary is beautiful, and I think you should go read it.
It's one of the best apologetic books on the Blessed Mother. It's the best I've ever read. Yeah, no, it is funny. I did that little video where I was talking about like Pope Francis and the ambiguity, and I was like, can somebody please address this? You know, not just people who deny his papacy. Can someone please address it? And I talked about all the gaslighting going on because all these faithful Catholics are like, this isn't right? And no sooner had I released that video, I think it was a day later, Tim Staples, who I love, who used to be my boss at Catholic Answers, released a post, and it was basically like, calm down. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
No, I know.
Calm down, spaz. Oh, come on. Yeah. All right.
Okay. There needs to be real debate. Can we say that in faithful Catholicism? I don't like the term trad. I don't like the term rad trad. I don't like whatever. It's just you're either an Orthodox Catholic or you're not, and that includes all of us. That includes traditionalists, even includes radical traditionalists. It includes you. It includes me, and we just need to say when we disagree. You disagree with me about that, but we agree about this. Like, is that a surprise? We don't have to hate each other. We don't even have to not be friends. Me and Chris Plants don't agree about a lot of stuff, but we're really close friends, and he can help me to learn in areas where our weaknesses of mine.
What do you say, though, to those who say, well, this is divisive and these are sort of things that ought to be discussed privately, not publicly? I think C.S. Lewis said something like that regarding Christians and the different denominations. You know, we really shouldn't be arguing about this. This is like an in-house kind of affair. I know that's why William Lane Craig won't debate other Christians, for example. So what do you say to that?
It's wrong. That's what I say. Because error needs to be exposed.
Well, and the other thing, too, is it's so public anyway. It's like, who do we think we're hiding this from? It's like YouTube exists.
Right. Also about C.S. Lewis and you know, maybe William Lane Craig. C.S. Lewis had this major kind of blind spot, right? It's that he's converted to Christianity by a Catholic, J.R.R. Tolkien, the master. And he converts probably for cultural pressure reasons to Anglicanism, and he was always kind of Catholic adjacent, you know, C.S. Lewis. And so I think that remark probably stems more from sort of a blind spot. Like, look, I don't want to go up against Catholic debaters because I know I'll lose. And that's I said I wouldn't psychologize, and I did a bit, but I think it's outright wrong. We have to. I just think it also is wrong because it presupposes that when you debate someone, you don't like them. Like when someone, I'm not just saying this, and it's not just because I'm a lawyer philosopher. When someone's like, I disagree with you, Tim, and here's why, I'm like, oh, this is good. I'm interested. And when they say here's why, it's fine. I don't like being called horrible names on the internet, so we're not going to be friends that way. That makes me want to box you. But if you're like, here's why you're wrong, I'm going to give you the 3 reasons. I'm like, this will be good. I'll either learn or I'll look smarter than this
That's
person. And
a
I like
great
both.
attitude, yeah.
Thank you for watching this clip. You can click here to watch the full episode. And I want to say a big thanks to our sponsors and to our amazing patrons for making all of this possible. Please do us a favor before you go. Click that subscribe button and then the bell. And that way YouTube will be forced to let you know every time we put out a new episode.